Sissi, thank you so much. Can you just start by explaining who you are and what it is you do? So what's your line of work?
So I am the founder of an agency called Self Sales. We focus on cultural consultancy and we're based in New York City and Paris.
We met earlier this year, in 2020, and you're very accomplished already in many areas, but what would you say you were possibly missing when we met or maybe needed help with?
So I was never really big on sales. So for a very long time, I would just be recommended by various people in my network, never really been aggressive and pitching. I think with you, I kind of started to master the art of gently approaching clients without overdoing it
Mm.
and sharing my value and closing deals.
Give it a bit more granularity. How do you feel like help? We've worked on something called the doctor method as well. If you want to share what happened there.
I think we started working together in September, right? So
Something
that's
like
very recent, but it feels like we've been working together for 10 years, which is
that. Yeah.
amazing because I'm just looking at, the results and it's phenomenal. With you, I really learned how to leverage LinkedIn. It's always been my favorite platform, really, but there's so many, hidden features
Yeah.
and hacks that you need to know. And you kind of helped me, unlock all of that. Something as simple as using voice note to connect with someone. It makes a world of difference and it just sets the tone in a different kind of way. And I think that, during, lockdown to have somebody reaching out to you, for 50 seconds and just say that your work is amazing. That's what you did with me and it worked. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
thank
hear
you. Well, that's true. And I think the voice memo is a really good example, actually. I think early on you tried that and you got an early result, I believe, if I remember right.
Yes, actually, it was less than a month that I started working with you, and it was a week or
It
two.
was a first. I was going to correct you. It was a week, I remember, because you
A
said it's
week.
a win within a week.
Yes, it was definitely our first win together, and it was a five-figure deal. And there was no effort, there was no pitching. It was literally me just reaching out to another human being without being overly, salesy.
Yes, I think that draws us neatly. The last kind of things I really wanted to cover was beyond LinkedIn and how to use it and things like that. Looking at maybe any kind of big changes you've experienced in terms of the actual business of interfacing with people, how that's shaped successes in meetings and building opportunities and getting the success you actually want out of them. Can you expand a bit on any developments that you've had there?
Besides Self Sales, I have another venture called the Open Class that I started in April 2020. But it was not until I started working with you that I thought just because it's a nonprofit doesn't mean that we shouldn't scale. And it's interesting to think about scaling so early on because we started earlier this year, but with all the different techniques that you taught me and so on, I thought, well, I might as well start applying that right now, not in 2021. So everything from building strategic partnerships to having access to grants, we've done that together. And we have amazing partnerships such as Future Learn, and we have 15 million learners. And we are brand new, we are a brand new structure, but we are creating courses for the world. And this is something that, I've been very excited to work on with you.
Thank you. And what would you say in terms of what is it like to work with me? What's the kind of the experience like? Just because some people do ask this.
Well, actually, before working with you, right? So I came across your work through Paul Brunson. Just on the spot, I knew that I wanted to work with you. So I think I sent you a connection request just to tell you that the panel was great and it was so organic. It moved very fast. So now I know the trick. I know how you move. I'm able to do the thing.
That's
But
right.
genuinely, you're just very friendly and trustworthy. That's really the key word for me because that's what I got from watching you in conversation. You genuinely care for people. You took the time to really research what I do and helping me communicate that to the world in a much better way.
Mm.
And I love that. I think it's priceless. So to anyone who's considering working with you, go for it.